Hey everyone, this is the Bearded Zeno, and this is just going to be a quick little video that I just want to, just get this out of my head. This is something I've been thinking about for a while, and it's a good discussion that I had with Athlon Dude last night. And it's, what is your ultimate Aliens game? This is a discussion I've had with quite a number of friends, quite a number of times. Like I said, we've been having this discussion for well over a year now, honestly. It's like, what is your ultimate Aliens game? Now, not Alien, not Alien 3, not Alien Resurrection, Aliens. Set in the Cameron universe, the second movie, Aliens. What exactly do you want out of that? I'm curious to, everybody in the audience, what would be your ultimate Aliens game? What was missing from previous ones like Colonial Marines or AVP, any of the AVPs, What was missing from those games that you really just want in a aliens, like an aliens setting, Now, theoretically here, we're thinking first-person shooter, of course, but, if you want to throw another genre out there, you can, but that's what the discussion I'm considering on out there, so if you could just throw a first-person shooter suggestion out there, basically, kind of like what you wanted Colonial Marines to be, of sorts, And I'm just going to seed the waters a little bit, but I don't want you to just go say, oh yeah, your idea is what I want. I want you to come up with your own ideas. So I'm not going to throw too much of my idea out there, because like I said, I don't want to see the waters, and I don't want people to say, well, I like your idea, and I'm going to stick with that. I don't want people to just, agree with me. I want you to come up with your own unique ideas of what you want for an Aliens game. And what we were talking about last night, what we've always talked about before, is having a multiplayer focused, multiplayer central co-op, and versus no campaign whatsoever. You don't need the campaign because, really and truly, most of the stories on those campaigns have just been unsatisfactory. They haven't really lived up to the hype, and that's not what we're looking for when we play an Aliens game anyways, That's the general consensus between me and all my friends, that what we want is to tell our own stories, become our own Marine, be the boots on the ground, and have our own experiences to tell, and say, oh yeah, I totally did that one moment where Hudson gets sucked up into the water, yeah, that was a great moment, I relived that, because... Now, you don't want to relive moments. You don't want to revisit moments. You want to experience your own new ones. And I just think that was one of the best and worst parts about Colonial Marines, is that it was relying way too much on nostalgia. I was like, oh, hey, here's the the Hadley's Hope going through here. And it works for a multiplayer map. It works so well. Like for a co-op or multiplayer for a buck gun. That's why Tribute works so well. It plays on nostalgia. But for the campaign, it just didn't really work right, Because the environments weren't like they should have been. They were completely twisted, and even then, they shouldn't have been there because the nuclear explosion should have eradicated them. Just saying that now. And, yeah, it's, as much as I enjoyed my time with the Colonial Marines campaign, that's not what I think about. I don't think about, the, hey, good talk. Or the shit's all exploding and shit. I quote that all the time, but, that's not what I remember about Colonial Marines. What I remember about Colonial Marines is my experience in Buck Hunt. All the times that I have with my friends in Buck Hunt. All the times I have my friends in multiplayer. Us telling our own stories. The experiences that we had, defending the operations center in Hadley's Hope. 4 men. Ultimate badass with the mods. Fucking Xenos at the wazoo and just trying to survive. Or, having the welding mod installed and having all the doors welded, but somebody dies, and then mid-wave they have to buy back and come back in. They're like, fuck up the door, and that's tense. And that's something that you're not going to get in a campaign, Just those little spur of the moments. That's why I like Battlefield too, because Battlefield, you really can tell your own story. You can do whatever you want to do. I think Battlefield is the ultimate multiplayer sandbox for a first-person shooter. I really do, because, sure, you can play the objective. Sure, you can play it as a kill-based game, but I don't. I play it to have fun. I play it to have my own little moments. And if I want to spend 10 minutes creeping around the map to knife a sniper and teabag him, that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah, I I really think that having a multiplayer and co-op centric Aliens game is the way to go, because quicker to develop, definitely less work to do, less coding to do, because you don't have to make sure these certain events work. You just have the maps, have the AI systems, have the gameplay mechanics, and let the players have at it. Give them choices. What do they want to load in the map? What's going to happen here? And all you got to do on the development standpoint is just make sure everything works, and you're good to go. That's one of the biggest parts about Call of Duty is they spend so much time developing the campaign and nobody ever plays it. I do. I love the campaigns of Call of Duty, but that's because they're telling a brand new story, I want to experience that story. With Aliens, that's a certain world that I want to live in, breathe in, and I think multiplayer really is the only true way to do that. So that's what I want, a full-blown multiplayer-centric Aliens game. I think of that is wherever this new one, whenever it comes out. As far as I know, there is nothing in development from anybody right now, which is pretty crappy. So it's 5 years at least before we get a new Aliens game, but I guarantee you developers do look at videos like this. They do read comments, they do read forum posts. They are human beings, they have feelings, and they are just as biting at the knees for these biting at the ankles for this information as we are. Like, this is what we want, and most of the developers are fans as well, especially it's something as broad as this. A lot of people in the gaming community, who are on the developer side, are fans of this franchise. I know there's definitely a lot of development studios that are just chomping at the bit. There we go, chomping at the bit to get this franchise. But it's definitely going to take a while because it's in a kind of like a toxic situation. You just have to let it cool down a little bit, especially with the Aliens name, because so many people have such a negative connotation for Colonial Marines, and that sucks. It really does. But for right now, as fans, we can just speculate and we can just build and start the conversation on what we want in that Aliens game to help the developers. So what I wanted to do was just start the little localized conversation right here with my channel group and just get what's going on. Like, what do you guys want in a Aliens video game? So yeah, hopefully you understand my whole rambling in this video. But yeah, like I said, don't use my whole multiplayer centric thing. Like, I have a whole other plan of exactly what I want, but if you want a campaign in the game, by all means tell me. But yeah, that's just my thoughts, and like I said, don't use my thoughts as a guide. You can use it as a springboard, just don't use it as a guideline. Don't say I want exactly what you want, because I feel like I would be like filtering the waters a little bit. And I just don't want to do that. I want your pure, unfiltered, unadulterated thoughts on what you want in the next Aliens game. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this conversation started, and I'll definitely reply to all the comments down below. So yeah, see you in the next video.